Champion of Champions tournament is accelerating towards its natural conclusion with an energy all of its own. 16 champions came together. The group stages knocked that field down to 4. The semi-finals beckon and one name is through. Ronnie O'Sullivan knocking out the defending champion Shaun Murphy. Two men now step forward to challenge for the right to face O'Sullivan in the final. Mark Allen has consistently shone in this tournament, coming through the group stages with victories over Barry Hawkins and then a comprehensive win over Neil Robertson. Kyren Wilson has been the surprise package in this year's tournament, consistently the underdog and consistently proving the critics wrong. Wins over world champion Mark Williams and an impressive 6-1 win over Judd Trump suggests that Wilson may yet shock the higher-ranked Allen in this semi-final. The semis are played over the best of 11 frames. The final will be the best of 19. Two evenly matched players, the edge though held by the more experienced Mark Allen, fresh off a win in the International Championship, suggesting he's currently in good form. But as always, the head-to-head meetings could well hold the key. And here, Wilson just has the advantage. The opening frame went with Mark Allen after a break of 97. The second saw a break of 63. That was enough for Kyren Wilson to level the score. In a mistake-riddled third frame, Wilson rose above the fray to take the lead. The fourth was decided by a break of 99 from Mark Allen. He was back on level terms. The fifth saw Kyren Wilson playing to the crowd with a shot using the rest, all good enough to re-establish his slender lead. A break of 106 in frame 6 meant that Allen once again drew level with Wilson. This is now the 7th frame and commentary comes from Clive Everton and Neil Folds.
Well, I always thought that was a little bit dangerous, playing the red into the black and red. The second red was bound to go towards the pocket, and there wasn't all that much cover available.
One.
Well, you can see the angle he's got on the brown, and he could go off one cushion, and he's got a fairly big target into the reds if that's what he chooses. And no one's saying it's an easy shot, but the shot is on. Well, that was a direct hit.
5.
Nearest red goes past the black. Left him with something to do.
I think from where he is, he's doing very well to get round, all round the table. Having a go, isn't he? Well, I'm guessing he played through that gap. It looked quite a small
11.
gap between the green and brown, didn't it?
Well, the alternative would have been to play it slowly and play the half ball red to the right corner from distance.
Kyren Wilson, 11.
Bit surprised he missed it, really, given how he pots. Not left anything.
Now, Alan didn't expect a red to spring back off that little cluster and finish so near the right corner.
It's a bad mistake, though, Clive, isn't it? Because he went quite firmly into the bunch, and they've got to go somewhere.
One.
I think he attempted a cannon on the second red for black ball position, but he won't be too unhappy if the pink goes.
Yes, the telltale sign was that he had no idea it went. He made a very late discovery. The pink was spottable. Giving him a
7.
real opportunity to finish this frame off now, though.
Eight. $14. $15. $21.
Golden chance this to regain the lead at 4-3.
22. $28. 29.
So this is frame ball.
36.
Not that there's any reason why he shouldn't have at least 3 more reds after this.
37. $44. 48. 45. $52.
Didn't intend to cannon the brown, but he usually pots these.
$53. $58. $59.
Yeah, so he can just about make the century, as long as it takes pink or black with the last red. Looks like he's playing on the double to the left middle. Doesn't mean a lot. I suppose he'd like to make one.
66.
Not quite,
Now also
but 66 was plenty. And for the third time, Kyren Wilson plays the odd frame in front. He leads Mark Allen by 4 frames to 3.
Welcome back to Coventry for the second semi-final, Allen against Wilson. This is the 8th frame in this best of 11 match. Wilson ahead 4-3. Commentary from Clive Everton and Neil Foles.
1.
Well, that's a
6.
interesting way of playing that shot, if that's what he meant, to finish that side of the table. He's given himself plenty of options. He's a little bit more subdued tonight, I think, Mark Allen. He's been sort of racing around the table in his previous matches here in Coventry and last week in China. I just
7.
feel that the sting has sort of been taken out of the game for him tonight, and I don't think he's on this either. He's a better player when he's really fired up. For whatever reason, I'm sure inside he feels that way, but he just doesn't seem to be quite as, switched on to it this evening.
Mark Allen 7.
Can't turn it on all the time. Still in this match with a chance, but he just got to move a little bit quicker around the table and get his rhythm back, I think, which seems to be lacking for him. And it's not that he's playing badly by any means. Just his general demeanour is not as pumped up as it can be.
Well, he's expended a lot of mental energy last week in winning the International Championship in Daching, and also in his group matches this week. You couldn't call that an easy pot, but I think at his best he would have got it. Screwed over to cover the pocket in case he missed it. Although at the speed at which he played it, he couldn't have expected the red to finish on the edge of the pocket. Pretty simple plan for Wilson, who just avoids the in-off.
Six.
Since the interval tonight, Wilson has largely cut out the unforced errors. Certainly he made far fewer than he did before the interval. Since the interval,
7.
he's also made 2 frame clinching breaks, 98 and 66, separated by a run of 109 from Allen.
Good way they played off 2 cushions there rather than just dropping in behind the Reds off 1. Kind of gave him more
14.
margin for error. Hit it well. Yes, you feel this is
15.
quite a big moment in the match if you could get the 2-frame lead, because there's been nothing in it all the way through. Never more than a frame. I feel like it would be some kind of a decisive move with regards to winning the match. Of course, it's first to 6, but 5-3 up is the way he's
22.
playing solidly enough. Going to give him plenty of options and bites of the cherry to get over the line. Nice angle to come off the cushion in behind that right-hand red into the same pocket.
Thirty. One.
I think the other right-hand red goes as well. I mean, he has an angle to go into them, but if that one goes, I think he'll just pick it off. He could split the reds. I think he's going to wait one. So the frame will not be decided until he does open the balls up.
38.
And this looks
39.
perfect. He's got a low angle. This time he surely will go into them.
He's stuck on them, unless there's a red that goes to right middle.
46.
Well, he rushed around Clive to have a look to see if this one did go, because like you say, it looked like nothing was ever going to come out of that bunch. Well, it's very tight.
47.
Could be good for a frame winning break now. The red goes in the middle of the bunch.
54.
And he's been kept fairly quiet for periods of this match, Mark Allen. It's been hard to do that. No one else has been able to do it.
55.
Ah. Well, Mark Allen hasn't done anything, but there is a glimmer of hope now for him. because this is difficult. Put it this way, it's more difficult than it should have been, and that in itself might play on his mind. Right over the red. Just played it slightly to run away, even though, of course, the red is on. Put into the corner pocket, not the middle. Well, if this goes in, surely he'll win the frame. He'll need red colour, red. Typical Kyren Wilson break this. He's more than once been not completely out of position, but you know, in the balance. But he just keeps on pulling out a bit extra.
Keeps spotting the half difficult balls.
Yeah, the reason for that is that he has to, because his cue ball is not
67.
You know, absolutely inch perfect like some of the others, but goodness me, can he pot? And he adds to that a lot of determination and really good concentration when he's in amongst them.
He's over the line in terms of his opponent needing a snooker.
$75. 76. 82. 83.
And yet again, we ponder the possibility of a century.
$90. 91.
98 has been his best so far.
$98. 100.
So the very high standard of break making continues. Alan has had two 99s and a 109.
103.
Wilson 57, 98, 66. And now this century.
107. 112. 119.
And with that very nice clearance to the 125, Kyren Wilson goes 2 up with 3 to play. He leads Mark Allen by 5 frames to 3.
Welcome back to the champion of champions for the second semi-final, Allen against Wilson. Wilson is just a frame away from a place in the final, but it's Allen at the table. Commentary from Clive Everton and Neil Folds.
$11. 12.
Kyren Wilson's lead has been reduced from 5-3 to 5-4. Still needs one more frame to qualify for the final tomorrow.
$18. 19.
Well, back to where he's at his most powerful at the moment, right in amongst them.
26.
Where he's been playing some really good snooker. Last couple of tournaments.
27. 34. 35.
Once again, how close he gets to the next ball. Right behind it. And again. I feel this match is getting
42.
even more tense.
43.
Alan has made 20 centuries in less than 2 weeks.
50.
14 in Daching, 6 here.
51. 58. 59. 65.
Depends which colour he gets on here as to whether Kyren Wilson will need snookers after this red. It's played down the table, it's a good shot.
66.
This is a really good break, he must make sure here. I know he'd like to go on and make more, but if he knocks this in, he'll be 68 in it and 67 on. He's got to pot the ball. Nothing flash. That's match snooker for you. The right shot. Not saying the snooker can't be got, but at least make him require it.
72.
Not too many frames are lost with a 72 break.
Mark 72.
That was a good contribution, I thought.
Yes, it looks as if we're going to have a decider.
Well, they definitely are now. I think the match deserves one. Both playing to a good level. I've seen them both play better. In fact, I think they both played slightly better than this in their
1.
previous matches to get to this stage, but the standard has been decent all the same. And of course, you never quite know what the decider is going to throw up. I'm sure it's going to be a little bit of a reverse
8.
pressure coming back on the man who's been fighting back, Mark
9.
Allen. That's usually the way it is. But you wouldn't want to miss it. Ronnie O'Sullivan, of course, waiting in the final.
Alan was
16.
5-3 down In the 9th frame he made a 53 break relatively early
17.
and hung on. This frame he's made a 72 break. It's left
24.
Wilson needing one snooker for this
25.
lap of honour.
$32. 33. 39. 42. 1, sorry. 44.
So Mark Allen 2 down with 3 to play has come surging back and has leveled the match at 5-all. It's all on the deciding 11th frame. This frame then decides who plays Ronnie O'Sullivan over 19 frames tomorrow. The £100,000 first prize. They've had a great evening, all those fans.
Thank you.
And the match has come to a great climax.
Deciding frame. Mark Allen to break.
Found a path through.
Yes, just get to the one red. Sometimes it's the containing shot all you can play. Now, the red up the table is playing a part. Mark Allen wouldn't want to play thin off the bunch and leave a red out. Don't want to take too many risks in the decider. You don't want to let your opponent anything. Nothing worse than not getting a chance in the final frame. It's not a strong safety shot. Kyren will be very interested in something here.
Yes, too thick on that. That's why the cue ball didn't even reach the balk line.
Yes, I think he's got more chance of playing this full-bloodedly rather than the way that he played the one in the previous frame, heading into bulk. So he has got the first chance and he must take advantage of it.
6. 7.
Right at the bottom of the bunch, comfortably pots to the right corner.
Deciders are always a test of nerve.
15.
And the more it means to the player, the greater test it is.
It's okay. Again, he'll have to just
22.
nudge into the red that's next to the one that he's playing. Doesn't want to get stuck in amongst the reds.
It's
not bad. I don't think it's exactly how he meant it, but it'll do. Just a bit thinner this than he wants. You can see from that angle it's not a gimme.
He'll be disappointed with the way that the cue ball has flicked off the reds.
29.
But at least he didn't miss the pink.
Yes, as often is the case with Kyren Wilson, he's got to pull out another good shot. Cue ball heading up the table into the bulk area.
Such a good pot.
30.
Can't say the same for the position, but it's the easiest thing in the world to leave Alan snookered.
Yeah, well, it's going to have to be that way, isn't it? As disappointed as he is, Mark Allen is coming to the table. Now that he is at the table, he hasn't got an easy shot. In fact, he's got a very difficult shot because there's not one red that you could say, right, I could drop into that one. I don't know how he's going to work this out. It's almost a bit of an argument to be said for just playing into them at pace here and see what happens. It's very difficult. He's right in behind the yellow, so he's probably going into bulk first rather than straight out of it, and that makes it even more difficult. I think this is hit and hope time.
He hit, but there isn't much hope.
I mean, you could knock a ball safe, you could knock one in, anything could happen. You could slide off one up into bulk. I think it was actually a calculated risk. But as you say, it couldn't have gone any worse, really.
One.
Golden chance to clinch the match.
6. Seven.
Well, that's not one of his best. He had a lot of room there. He could have gone straighter on the blue. If he'd overhit, he could have played onto the pink. So now he's coming in and out of baulk, which is not what he wanted. The only way you can see anything going wrong here. Again, a little bit tight on that. He's all right though.
10.
Wasn't as free flowing as he would usually hit one. He can reach it.
He's obviously tense because he knows he'd find it difficult to forgive himself if he didn't turn this chance into a win. Alan fearing
18.
the worst.
$19. $26. $7.
He's almost there.
Yes, wants this next colour plus one more red. Played that well. Very different players.
33.
Kyren Wilson though is very decent under pressure, and he's acquitted himself well so far. Just a bit more to do.
34.
He'll be very relieved. Took him 2 visits, but the snooker he put Mark Allen in was horrible. Their local support club.
Yes, he comes from just down the road.
40.
Kettering. It's been a really
41.
engrossing match. Allen had 2 99s and a 109 as the score reached 3-all. Wilson had a couple of frame winners, 66 and 125
47.
to go to it with 3 to play.
48.
Allen equalised the runs of 53, 72 and 44 at 5-all. But it's taken
55.
Wilson just 2 scoring visits, 30 and this contribution, separated by a
56.
devilish snooker to come through this decider.
$63. $64. $69. $71.
So we could be having a 90-odd clearance.
74. $78.
Wilson clinching the match in style.
83. $89.
Kyren Wilson finishes the match with a break of 89. He beats Mark Allen by 6 frames to 5 and will face Snooker's supreme test against an informed Ronnie O'Sullivan in tomorrow's final.
The stage is now set for the final. Ronnie O'Sullivan will take on Kyren Wilson, who came through a tough, tight semi-final, defying the odds to challenge for the ManBetX Champion of Champions title.